Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Gonna be diving into the latest around Arsenal. The transfer market is still on. Now 14 days exactly to go. 2 weeks today, the window will be closing, but Arsenal are hoping to add a new member to their squad. We're gonna be diving into each and every story around the club, starting with Gabriel Martinelli. Now, Arsenal do want to give him a new contract as an appreciation for his hard work and form. But also, I think Arsenal are trying to be very, very smart here. I'll tell you why. We are going to be diving into the winger situation. Manchester United are backing off the Cody Gakpo story. And looks like Arsenal will have a free run on Cody Gakpo if they want to sign him. So there won't be a bidding war for Cody Gakpo, as Man United are 100% convinced they will sign Anthony for 100 million euros. We'll talk about Yuri Tielemans as well. It could be a deadline day signing. Deadline day signings, I love those ones. I definitely love those ones. But of course, look, it's a difficult one. It's a very, very difficult one to judge now, but I think if Arsenal can make an offer in the dying days of the window, then it can be a deadline day signing. We'll talk about Housemoa and Lucas Paqueta as well. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 800 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. We are very close to 58,000 subscribers. But also, in the comment section below, I need you to do something for me. I want you to suggest one name that Arsenal should go for as a wide forward. One name like this, and the 5 most mentioned names will make it to our next video. 5 wingers Arsenal should try to sign before the window closes. So we are trying to look for a replacement for Nicola Pepe. I think these are the things I want you to consider. A player that can play out wide very well, a player that can stretch the pitch, a player that has a lot of skill, and a player that is hardworking and very, very disciplined. I think that is what Mikel Arteta is trying to look for when he's trying to, put together a squad of players that will definitely become great and win things for Arsenal. So, one name in the comment section that you feel Arsenal should go for as a winger, and that like I said, the 5 most mentioned names will make it to my next video. 5 wingers Arsenal should sign to replace Nicola Pepe this summer. But now let's get into it. Let's start off with Gabriel Martinelli. Now it has been confirmed by the 90-Min podcast that Arsenal have already opened up talks with Gabriel Martinelli to give him a new contract. His current deal, I think, expires in 2024. Arsenal do not want to wait any longer. I think we're trying to be smart here. We don't want to be in the same situation we were in with the likes of Ramsey left Arsenal, when the likes of Jack Wilshere were leaving Arsenal, when the likes of Santi Cazorla were leaving Arsenal. You want to make sure that your best players, your most important players, have long-term contracts, all the time. And I think that is what we're trying to do with Saka. That is what we're trying to do with Odegaard, and that is what we're trying to do with Gabriel Martinelli. But in my opinion, I think Martinelli in that Arsenal squad is one of the players that are most looked at by external forces, by external clubs. I think Klopp wants him. I think Manchester City can sign him. I think Madrid have talked about him. So you just need to be smart. You just need to be clever. And Arsenal have just gone, if anyone wants him, if everybody wants him out there, then give him a new contract. And I think, look, I love the idea of what Madrid and Barcelona are doing. They're signing the likes of Pedri, Vinicius Jr., and including release clauses of 1 billion euros. Look, in the UK, it is not a thing to include release clauses in players' contracts. So I'm not expecting Martinelli's contract to have a release clause. But in my opinion, that is one way to safeguard your players, from hurting transfers. You give him a new contract and insert a release clause of 190 million pounds or of 250 million pounds. You make sure that you cannot sell him if you do not want to sell him. But for me, Gabriel Martinelli, a new contract is well earned. I cannot disagree. If Saka is getting a new contract, Gabriel Martinelli should get it as well. I think with Martinelli, he needs a campaign. He needs a season to prove to these Arsenal fans, to prove to us that the trust, the love, and the belief we have in him is justified. With Saka, he's already done that. The past 2 campaigns, he's been Arsenal's best performing player, and I think Martinelli just needs that. If he can keep himself fit, that has been the biggest problem. He suffers from injuries, and when he comes back, he struggles to find his form. But you all know, when he finds his form, when he finds his feet, he's a magnificent piece to the puzzle. So Gabriel Martinelli's new contract has been, talks have already started. They're underway. Let's wait and see what is going to come out of there. Let's talk about Yuri Tielemans for a second. Now, reports are indicating that Yuri Tielemans could sign for Arsenal on deadline day. So, this is what I'm thinking here. Arsenal have gone. Leicester City understand the player doesn't want to sign a new deal, and other clubs are not really interested in Yuri Tielemans. The only club interested in Yuri was Man United, and he has actually turned down any offers from the Red Devils. So Arsenal don't know they have a free run. The problem here is Arsenal want to get Yuri Tielemans on a very, very, I think, on the biggest bargains there has ever been in the history of football. Leicester City do not want that. They would rather see the player stay on another year and then let him go on a free. But this is my reasoning. I think Arsenal playing a very dangerous game, but it could get us Yuri Tielemans on a very, very cheap price. Sending a bid on the 29th of August, Leicester City will have around 48 hours before the first day of September, when the transfer window closes. And I think they will evaluate it and go, if we don't sell him at the moment, we gain nothing. If he lives on a free in the summer, we gain nothing. Why not sell him now? After all, he's 100% sold on a move to Arsenal Football Club. I think Leicester City hoped that Arsenal will try to rush in all these kind of stories around Man United, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, Liverpool. All this has been to pull Arsenal into paying the amount of money that Leicester City won. And Arsenal have stayed very strong. Arsenal have gone, our resolve is not going to be tampered with. Our resolve is not going to be weakened. We want to sign Yuri Tielemans at our own terms, at our own price. So Leicester, for me, if Arsenal go in with a bid of around £15 million on deadline day, they will accept it. They will have no option. I think they've handled this one very, very wrongly. They should have sold the player when they still had the chance. Now that he has 1 year left on his contract, I don't see how the power shifts back to them. They either keep him on and let him live on a free. They gain nothing in that one. So could it be a deadline day move? It's still a difficult one, because Leicester could go, we are not giving you Yuri Tielemans on a free, right? We will try to persuade him to sign a new deal, and then we sell him next summer to any club that is available. And of course, we know if he stays there, a couple of other clubs will try to contract him, in January on a pre-agreement. So that is my scare around that one. But a deadline day deal, it cannot be ruled out. It cannot be ruled out. It is one I cannot really rule out when it comes to Yuri Tielemans. Let's wait and see where that one is going to go. But at the moment, he's told Leicester, I'm not staying Man United. I don't want to play for you. The player is 100% sold on a move to Arsenal Football Club. For me, anytime soon, I'm still expecting a here we go, from Fabrizio Romano. I think it's very similar to the Martin Odegaard situation, just like I said in July. It's very similar. Arsenal started the season without Martin Odegaard, and we thought we are not going to sign either Odegaard or Maddison. And in the end, we ended up with the right choice, and that was Martin Odegaard. Now, we've been linked with with the plethora of midfielders, of central midfielders. It still looks like Yuri Tielemans is the constant name. Serge Milinkovic-Savic, no. Lucas Paqueta, no. Hausemewa, no. Ruben Neves, no. But Yuri Tielemans is the name that is still alive. I think the media have done a very good job in terms of distracting us, one, but also trying to find a reason as to why this deal is not done yet. But remember, this was the same situation with Martin Odegaard, right? He was always the priority. The media linked us to a plethora still of attacking midfielders. We were linked with with James Maddison throughout the whole summer. Arsenal trying to sign James Maddison through intermediaries. Whether we were even closely monitoring James Maddison, we will never know at this point in time. We were linked with a couple of others. Julian Brandt at Borussia Dortmund. Joachim Correa, who eventually moved to Inter Milan. So, in my opinion, Arsenal signed Yuri Tielemans. I see Arsenal signing Yuri Tielemans in a late move, right? Whether Xhaka stays or goes, I think Tielemans will come to Arsenal. It's a difficult one, but I'm still very, very hopeful. Now, the other deal that Arsenal are now going to have a free run at is the Cody Gakpo deal. So, this is a story. Man United did send in a bid for Cody Gakpo. PSV are not willing to sell Cody Gakpo before their second game against Rangers. Man United are now focused on buying Anthony from Ajax. They want to offer around 100 million euros. Crazy money, isn't it? Absolutely crazy money. But listen, if Man United want to go for Anthony, I cannot even stand in the way. I cannot even, I think it's a good deal for them. It's a very good deal for them because Anthony is a very talented Brazilian. Is a very, very talented Brazilian. Whether he comes into the Premier League and he works out, that is that is their business. But I think here is where Arsenal get the advantage. If Man United are 100% sold on a move to signing Anthony, then Cody Gakpo, we have a free run. There are only two clubs interested in Cody Gakpo at the moment. Newcastle, Arsenal, and Man United, 3. But United now focusing on Anthony. Of course, Anthony wants to play for Man United. So I think they deem that as an easier deal. Cody Gakpo is now available. PSV will sell if the right amount of money comes in. Arsenal have monitored Cody Gakpo for the biggest part of the transfer window. But this is my scare with Cody Gakpo. If you're looking for a winger that can hold the width of the pitch, that can stretch the length of the pitch, it is not Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo is one player that really plays more centrally, and that is one thing I've looked at as a part of his game. Very talented, by the way. Very talented, but he's not one to take on players on those 1v1 situations outside the pitch. He's one player that loves to drift inside and become some kind of a second forward. Now, I have no problem with that because we are looking for goals. We are looking to spread goals around the pitch, and of course he's a very young player and very, very coachable. So Arsenal have a free run at Cody Gakpo. Would I want Arsenal to go for Cody Gakpo? Yes. It's an easy deal to do. It's a very, very easy deal to do. Go in there, table 45 million or 35, depending on what Arsenal feel is the true value of the player. And PSV will, if they feel your bid is below, they'll just tell you, add this amount of money. I don't think they're going to be 100% sure to keep him. They're not sure they can keep him. And of course, that is why they've said, if any club wants him, we have to first determine whether we qualify for the UEFA Champions League. In my opinion, they shared a 2-2 draw with Rangers in their first leg of the UCL qualification playoffs. The second game is in the Netherlands. In my opinion, they will go through. Rangers is a very, very tricky side, by the way, but I see them going through. In the Netherlands, it's a different atmosphere. They're at home. They will go through. And that will be the last game Cody Gakpo plays for PSV Eindhoven. They've sold a couple of players. By the way, I had not noticed it, but Luis Sinistera came from Feyenoord, and I think they lost another player to Brentford, a centre back, I think, to Brentford. So, but I think they will lose another one, and that will be Cody Gakpo. Honestly, they will lose another one, and that will be Cody Gakpo. So, I'm still backing on Arsenal going for Cody Gakpo this summer. A couple of other wingers that we are linked with. It will depend, but I think Cody Gakpo is an easy one. Like we've said, this summer, if there is an easy deal, go for that, because you don't want to waste a lot of time on transfers that are never even gonna happen. Now, Hector Bellerin is another player that is in the news today, linked with FC Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. I'm just tired of this one. I'm literally just tired of this Hector Bellerin story. Now, it looks like Arsenal do not want to lose Hector on a free deal. So the argument, not argument, but the arrangement that has been proposed by Hector Bellerin in his camp is that they want Arsenal to terminate the player's contract so that he moves to Real Betis. Arsenal do not want that. They believe they can't get some good amount of money from the sale of Hector. And at the moment, I think this is not wise from Arsenal at all. This is absolutely not wise. Look, who is going to pay money for Hector Bellerin? Probably Juve, because they wanted to pay some money, but the player doesn't want them. This could be a situation where Hector Bellerin stays at Arsenal until his contract runs down. No one wants that. No one absolutely wants that. I think we should sit on the table with Real Betis and ask them, how much do you offer, right? If they're offering nothing, then we will tell Hector Bellerin, the club that you want to join is not willing to sign you, then join another club. But I'm just tired of this Hector Bellerin saga. He's going to Real Betis. He's going to Atletico Madrid. He's going to Barcelona. He's going to Juve. I just want Arsenal to get done with it. I just want it to be out of the way. But for me, in my opinion, look, we owe nothing to Hector Bellerin. We can sell him to Abu Dhabi. We can sell him to wherever we want. Whoever gives us the money, we can sell him there. But just to make sure that everything ends in an amicable way, let's talk to Real Betis. If they continue to being stingy, if they continue to being useless, then we sell the player to a club that has the money. I mean, look, Hector Bellerin will understand. We've tried to sell him to the club that he wants, and the club doesn't want to pay the money for him. So what should we do? But Barca do want him. It looks like Barca will want to sell Sergiño Dest alongside the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang if money comes in. Now, I want also to talk about Marquinhos because according to sources, Marquinhos will not be leaving Arsenal on loan this season. Now, Mikel Arteta is impressed with Marquinhos, and he will not be playing with the under-21s anymore. Now, the club hierarchy feel Marquinhos is a little bit ahead. They feel Marquinhos is a little bit ahead of the under-21s. And I also feel, look, I've looked at him play with those in that under-21 league, and it is just ridiculous. Just get him out of there. Just play him in the under-23s. I think that is where his true level is. I don't think it's going to be part of this Arsenal side that is going to be challenging in the Europa League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the Premier League. But in the next 2 years, I won't be very surprised if he comes through the door. If he comes through the door as one of those players that are going to be taken in by Mikel Arteta into the senior squad. So Marquinhos will be staying. He will not be leaving on loan. I think the better part of his game is going to be played with the under-23s. And Hausemowa is available yet again. Should Arsenal go for Hausemowa? I remember asking you, Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace are the two clubs having a free run at him. Difficult one, right? Isn't it? But for me, as a big fan of Hausemowa, it's an easy one. I think Arsenal should sign Hausemowa. I think Arsenal should do whatever they can to hijack Hausemowa's deal to Crystal Palace. The quality of this boy has not diminished. The quality of this boy has not perished away. The truth is that Arsenal are just frustrated. We are just frustrated with the agent of the player, and I think they're now desperate. Lyon are desperate. Housemowa is desperate. This is the kind of deal. This is the perfect situation for us to take our revenge and sign him for less than £20 million. If there is a deal that we can easily do, the Yuri Tielemans deal can easily be done, but the Housemowa deal, that one is so easy. It's so easy. But anyway, it all depends on Edu if he still wants him. Lucas Paqueta could sign for Arsenal next year. Arsenal could try to secure the services of Lucas Paqueta next year. This year, they believe with Fabio Vieira in the squad, they do not need another attacking midfielder. With Fabio Vieira being able to play as a left winger, right winger, left midfielder, and also right midfielder. So it looks like Fabio Vieira is blocking Lucas Paqueta. Look, to be honest, I want to say this. Lucas Paqueta is one of the most talented central midfielders in the world right now. And for me, he's better than Bruno Guimaraes. He's miles better than Bruno Guimaraes. But Arsenal going to sign him. Let's wait and see next year. Let's wait and see next year if there will be some kind of demand. Because if you sign Tielemans and get rid of Xhaka, there could be some kind of small space where you sign a player like Lucas Paqueta. But look, it will be a shame if he goes to a club like Newcastle. It will be a huge shame if he goes to Newcastle. I don't want him to go there. I want him to go to a club like Real Madrid. I want him to go to a club like Barcelona, probably Arsenal. But, I mean, it will depend. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok as well. Twitter, it is Cossy Arsenal. And, of course, follow me on all my YouTube channels. 90 more and Cossy's Arsenal podcast. I will see you very, very soon.